ebuson for ahaye GCDs mema obibia akwaba ahade latest and hot news enkwa era mede bremo anunti se wonya subscribe to channel dia bomode ase obe subscribe do be ya se obe click the subscribe button no na wabele notification no we ya sa new video bia be upload no when the first person I was ebeka sa video I feel we are not like video. Give us a thumbs up. Now, share my for so now when you be here now, and somewhere echo so will Ghana memoir. I feel you share a year and somewhere abeto yepno so yeti a yes and some year cause report here abeto ya yeti.
Yeah, come back to me interview. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Yeah, to
the point where the Supreme Court is expected ruling, but that didn't go in his favor. And now we've gotten to the point where the Supreme Court is expected to give some final ruling.
You keep making that mistake. I'm the majority that stop it.
Yeah.
No, stop it. I will continue to correct you. Stop misreporting. I am the majority leader. Don't say, no, say it. You've been saying it consistently, and I've been correcting you. The court has pronounced. Stop describing me as leader of MPP caucus. You should know better.
So, Nana, there you have it. Alexander Afenyo Markins, I'm clearly not happy with the description.
That you should know better.
So, Nana, there you have it. Alexander Afenyo Markins, I'm clearly not happy with the description. With the description that's been widely reported in the media as leader of the MPP caucus. According to him, he still remains the majority leader, and there's been no set project. There's been no set. Young man, wait. For the purpose of education.
Taking one after the other. Munya would say. Esantroni Eyena Juma reporting from the Supreme Court as a journalist. The so-called minority or majority leader. Boni this or no, and the leader of the NPP caucus because the Asana Yaka was no other Supreme Court a judge for NKA. Then a member of parliament who calls himself the leader confronts the journalist to warn him, to tell him, say, man from me because what can I feel with you? Ugusu I'm a minority leader. Really? On live on television. Really? Really? Then this man confronts the journalist and make him feel like onimiyansa onimya onka to his favor. Na all run no catch say hey Afenyo Markins there oh boy okada sema oh boy. But I love the fact that the journalist said according to him and also so a majority leader. And for once, bravo. The journalist stood on his grounds to tell you, the member of parliament, by virtue of the fact he's your MP, and then no be the of parliament, and then no who says here from majority leader, a minority leader. Na assembly wa kwatini and kanye ya. Wo what me nya akukudro, confronted journalists. They say, "Oh, cut to your favor." I mean, what level of impunity is this? What level of impunity is this? Except when the journey now so. Eka say, "Oh, now what say? Oh, now you majority leader, but only the who sir." According to him, according to Afenyo Markins, also a majority leader. Because that is what he says. That is what he's heard. And the matter is still before the Supreme Court. So why would you confront the none of the decent 20 term rough from Basa? I mean, what level of impunity? I said arrogance of power. Arrogance of power. Just because you are a leader, You hold a microphone and you talk to journalists, you talk to people as if they are nobody. Hey, Safatini Sraenye. Safatini Sraenye. Because you cannot tell me. Say because of 2 million kakraya, Ghana for panel who am so MP. Eti Ghana for Tonyum Fro. It's a job for Tonyum Fro. Obi akasa hey, Obi akasa na so the minute, Obi kasa na did not Obi kasa na yes. Please, that does not make you a leader. That does not make you a leader and will never make you a leader. In any case, and Supreme Court the verdict remember. Minim nebesi. And I am na babeka. Basa kobani sa. Dear Abe, you have video so.
Majority leader, don't say, no, say it. You've been saying it consistently, and I've been correcting you. The court has pronounced. Stop describing me as leader of MPP caucus. You should know better.
So, Nana, there you have it. Alexander Markin. I'm clearly not happy with the description, with the description that's been widely reported in the media as leader of the MPP caucus. According to him, he still remains the majority leader, and there's been no set project. There's been no set.
Young man, wait. For the purpose of education, the speaker made a pronouncement. The court has ruled. You have lawyers at City. I don't know your experience in reporting, but once a court has made a pronouncement to restore the status quo, don't say that I am saying. You as a reporter, there has been 2 rulings confirming that. So don't continue to describe me as leader of MPP caucus. Is that okay? Don't tell the public that I am claiming and that you don't know what it is. Unless you don't know why you are doing court reporting.
I know why I'm doing court reporting.
No. So and you clarify.
Yeah, but I've mentioned it clearly in previous reports and in subsequent reports that you are the leader of the MPP caucus of the House. And even the Speaker of Parliament, you know. So, Nana, clearly, Alexander Markin interrupting my report here, clearly raising issues, not too happy.
Eframe Huto sa. Why did you give up? Now challenging the journalists. Why did you give up? Now, if you look, we will expose you because Opekasa, Zebemu Kasa, no what you want so. Opekasa, Zebemu Kasa, Obeji so. Hey, this is a simple matter. Supreme Court to cry young for verdict to cry Sasumaye. O say, Chinchine Chai. Now, who your leader of the MPP caucus? Why are you leader of the MPP caucus? 4 years. Say 3 years or 4 years, I didn't say Konyaso as the majority leader. You're from majority leader, sir, and now some about who you're from leader of the MPP caucus. I say, hey, what's that? Open up. I mean, is that better okay? 20 days. I cut 24 to 25 days. Of what benefits? And Ghana for Benya say you're from majority leader. My young efaso dear barko pair. Just one pair. Obey majority leader. My young faso dear barko pair. Yenya Ghana for your fruit. So as the majority leader, just give me one. Just give me one. Just one. Solution lies or solution rests with the speaker. Here are Afenyo Markins. Enable 8th Parliament. I am tempted to believe and to say, sir, the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic will go down in history as the worst ever parliament we've ever had in our republic. Even though near them say it will be one of the best, because there will be contest of ideas and everything. But Afenyo Markins led leadership. And my kind of way now to say it will be one of the worst in the history of our republic. Yes, starting the 8 parliaments. Modi edim Guasie and Tokwa and the starting here. Yeah, Baba ended the 8 parliaments. Edim Guasie edu formula and Amode Baba ended. You started 8 parliaments and Amode Tokwa basa tan. And then you nyame na yadum. And then you Ghana for the passum swasem. And then you soldiers for the munya butre. Na kanyenyi se sinisi ya na kabode mo anim gwase na mo pese mo nkumia ase Ghana na kabode mo anim gwase ene mo hwehwe animu ede bese Ghana eno kwachi moye agiye ne bebre e wo parliament at the Ghana for any ma ya tuaba ya koto santene etuaba at the mamo at the Ghana for any HQ form or in the name of your personal interest and your party affiliation. If you come to know your core responsibility in parliament, and it's a meshemra and uti and your from Aremeyaw mo core responsibilities and they say mo be share emra enuti and a Ghana for in various constituencies eto santene ekogina ballot box ho eto aba ede mamo sir munko na munko share emra efama Ghana na ekobano epatam ni mansini bia na yenya every single representative bia obetumi ayde. So you want to tell us that Parliament now is a party interest, not the interest of Ghana. Afenyo Markins, with the greatest of humility and respect to you, your leadership style, a cake. Sa patapasa the Gyamfi konkwata mashebedwam. Eti ade na wo ye na wani mu guase no so uhu. Ade na wo ye na egu Ghana ni mase. Egu party ni mase. And making your party and your personality unattractive no. Eti uhu. In the wisdom of our republic, and the association said there will be a speaker of parliament. Yeah, major first and second deputy speakers of parliament. So you preference the speaker and ever presiding over every single thing in the house. It is why I just want the speaker and make you for man. Speakers also meant say, "Di no show." Obeko, Cobra, no asaba besi honomo. The 8th parliament of this 4th republic, dear, Adabraka. So I am not surprised. Said the good old brains, the likes of Chairman Samosu, they are exiting parliament. Atachia, every parliament, Obiamwam, all these notable names, every parliament, because Adi, and Yansa, and then Dia, first, Niakasa, Obi, and Rashem Jania, and the Bonyambia, Ekutano, start Brewe, anyhow. Sadi Monyama, Yakaso B, I am Rashem Janino. Afenyo Markins in the MPP, and then the end this leadership. What the money to chew from? I'm a God of all crowd who said, Obi a Rashem Jani Krana. Oh, where dear, oh, where dear, oh, where dear. I mean, how? How did we get here? Your leadership style. Ama atete Ghana. Mrasebedwanu asa no pasa. Look. If you're a leader, you don't lord over your people. You lobby. Men can say, oh, I'm a leader, do your boss. Who your boss for where? What's that say? What's you konya? Na what to adje? Na peye aba. Sa na mukodi chairman sabosu. Hu kwakwasa sa kodi no kwakwasa twitwa ne nase edene. Baba be a leader. You see your leadership style? And every single MP be ade the bedin komo 101 will tell you say chairman sabosu na ye leader na ka send him Brazil same way na case of parliament. Say chairman sabosu oh yes, I'm a member of parliament. What's the Mahamadu for close to 28 years? And a year leader of the majority caucus. Like I said, the Brazil somewhere would go Ghana. And the go Passos for and the go Mahamadu. And say a democracy no. Like I said, the Brazil way, like a NC. It is a like a way see. I speak a man ruling, and I said, speak a man the pronouncement. Now, can the best say, who? I hear the majority caucus, now the minority caucus. Ever free, born leaders, no money speaker. I say, I dialogue, I do come on, I'm a tiasier, I juma. Now, can the best? Now, tell me, now, can the best? Now, can you tell me who? And go Supreme Court. Na ka ye tam ye ho say ye the Ghana ye democracy ene ye enwonyama ye nya etwitwi fom patapa esem na me ye leader and I me say address me as the majority leader, don't address it and I mean of what benefit will Ghanaians get from calling you the majority leader? Obey majority leader, then why am I Ghana? Obey majority leader. Oh yeah, minority leader. And then they see. Obey majority leader. And then they see. Obey majority leader for close to 4 years. Then the why after 20 days or 30, I feel the patapasem. And then you want to be called the majority leader for what? What benefit not Ghana for? And then you be calling you the minority or the majority leader. So Ghana for from majority leader. If I saw men that Ghana need Libya, so Ghana for from minority leader or majority, and for some bay and a Ghana need Obenya. Instead of you to sit dialogue. Number 2 to adje na sunje abano. Ah kukunte. Despite in summer ekosuni na no, I am sure if you are not listening to us, I Ghana for go to your constituency. They are equally not happy with you. Omunti why kukuntai. Now see I don't see from majority leader. They are not happy with you. Go and ask them. They are not happy with you. Ghana for kasa. What's the see waso? Titi. What's the see waso? What's the Ghana for adwene here there? It's in your because why na wo ye. Because when a political party omo eta wechi and your job. You don't want to apply what Ghanaians want to do. Yaba do Kwaku so now Ghanaians listen to me very well. We have come to the crossroad. And the crossroad that make us say Kwaku so no. E yada say Ghana for ebeko yanim. And the best this is a deciding factor, and at this point in time, so Ghana for ya to 2 years, They call our so-called MPs to order on the Ghana because we are about boyful. I am saying this. We know them. Omunimye, yenimye yenimwo. Omunimye, ene yenimye ho. Say yama ye MPs na who say yen yade to me. Edema wana. No munya to me your mama ye kukuntai. Abese for supete kukuntai. Say your mom who said yen yade to me ma wana. They'll be lording over us. As if say yen ye nimi yansa ye ni adwin bia wo yetrim. And now what me call me fear because you pay to me eko so the dross eko kan banku eko swami nsuo eko any ni ko di gobe just because you want his vote. And now say dey tiaw won say can say the more den won so ko the more den ti wo ko so the dross eko kan banku any na ko di gobe because open to me. No, the 2 minimum we here. What's the hair yenya because me na me here bossu. Me na me here the minority leader. Me na me here the majority leader. Yeah, for Ghana in Alpha Mamen. Titi. I mean, who does that? Now you think that the people are very, very important. It's all overcome when I say no problem. But I know Ghana. And I yen rule, baby, I pass a yakwa. And I baby, I say trim, and I mean, I will be to Andisimu, and I will be to Pipimu, and I will be to Andisimu, and I said, Jim, yen free a trimwa. Now, look at their faces. Now, MPs they don't deserve to be MPs. Okay, you see, I mean, this is no more. Omumu ha mukasa se bebre say oh you said bibi edim.
There leaves no room for any argument whatsoever, and the majority decision, very big majority, clear majority, 5-2. It's not as if it was a narrow majority, 3-4 or 4-3, that anyone can say, well, there's some room for kind of review or anything at all. But the point I'm making is that whenever the court speaks, it's such a clear and emphatic order. Even if it's a very narrow majority, that's the decision of the court, and that decision must be respected. And I'm saying that it will result in a degeneration of our society and a destruction of our democratic order for anybody at all to refuse to comply with orders of the Supreme Court. And I think that's non-negotiable. It's something that we must all respect. I have heard some statements by certain political actors to the effect that the case ought to be withdrawn and that there ought to be negotiation and all that. I'm quite surprised because indeed, firstly, I did not hear such expression of a willingness to negotiate and all, or maybe such instruction to the speaker or direct suggestion to the speaker for negotiation and all when the speaker started embarking on this act. And I think that for me it's very important that the Supreme Court ruled upon this matter because it is something that had been occurring in this country. The tendency for it to occur really was there. The tendency for it to occur again was there. So it's necessary, or it was necessary, that the Supreme Court came to this clear conclusion and determination of the matter. The meaning of Article 97, Clause 1, paragraphs G and H. And I think we must all respect it.
What do you expect to happen in Parliament?
I think the Speaker of Parliament himself, to start with, indicated in his address to the press last week that the case raised very serious legal issues. Those were serious legal issues and matters bordering on governance in the country. And first, so I must express my shock, utter shock, at this refusal to even file a process. If indeed the Speaker of Parliament himself recognized that the matter raised serious legal issues, as he said to the media last week, where else would you address legal issues but in the court of law? Where else would you have such a definitive pronouncement on the so-called serious legal issue that the Speaker himself recognized in his press statement, done by the Supreme Court of Ghana? So as far as the Speaker of Parliament, indeed, is law-abiding, I've known him for a very long time, to comply with the decision of the Supreme Court. As I said, it is non-negotiable in every civilized society. When an order of the court is given, no matter how highly placed or lowly placed the court is, even if it's a magistrate's court, you have to obey until it is set aside.
Having seen the conclusion of this matter, would you say as an Attorney General that there's a need for a constitutional review?
What does it relate to this? The American Constitution itself, very thin, as we all know. Yet, the Supreme Court, that Constitution has survived over 200 years. I think that, of course, there are certain provisions in the Constitution that I think that ought to be amended, and I've expressed my views on it to the media. Article 78, Clause 1, which enjoins the President to appoint majority of his ministers from Parliament, ought to be amended. There ought to be that flexibility. I think that certain institutions, for example, the Electoral Commission, NCC, and what have you, the appointment of their heads has to be with the prior approval of Parliament. But I don't think that it calls for a complete overhaul of the Constitution. And indeed, this Constitution is very strong. And it is one Constitution which even goes as far as prescribing consequences of a failure to carry out the Supreme Court order. The Supreme Court order, the consequences are set out clearly in Article 2, Clauses 3, 4, and 5 of the Constitution, that any person to whom an order of the Supreme Court is directed shall duly carry out same. And a failure to carry out such an order, of course, has the consequences of a criminal punishment. In the case of the president, will even result in the president and vice president will result in removal from office.
And finally, do you expect the Speaker of Parliament to report Parliament on his own volition after this ruling, given that the court has spoken in such a manner?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as I said, it's an emphatic determination by the court on the matter, and the Speaker of Parliament has no option but to comply. I mean, I think that we must stop giving with one hand and taking with the other. As I said, it will amount to double standards and an exercise in contradiction for the Speaker of Parliament in his address to the media say that the case raises such serious legal issues and matters bordering on governance and all that, and then refuse to take back. So this country refuse to take part in the proceedings. I think in this country we must recognize some people for who they are and what they do. This hypocrisy and double standards must cease. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter on all matters in the country, including an interpretation of the Constitution. Indeed, it's the only court solely seeks registration to pronounce on the meaning of relevant provisions of the Constitution. And the Constitution means what the Supreme Court says it means, and nothing more. It is the same in America, and as I said, America, United Kingdom, and all advanced democracies, that is the order that they respect. There's no way a Supreme Court would give a decision in America or United Kingdom, and then the Prime Minister, apart from expressing his disagreement with the decision, or the President of America, of course he has the freedom of expression to express his disagreement with the decision, but he has no option but to comply, and they usually comply, and that is it.
Attorney General, many have said that this decision or this judgment was to be expected, and that the judiciary seemed to be in bed with the executive. Can you address that?
I mean that. So first of all, some principles of law have been established well over decades. There is no principle of law argued in this matter which has not been established in this country. And indeed, if that's the case, then any case mounted which has in play those principles will be determined the same way. So I think that if there's indeed a rule of law, an element of it is predictability. It's not a case where a court of law will rule this way on account of the same principle of law, but rule another way on account of the same principle. So indeed there must be some element of predictability. And I'm saying that indeed these principles that we contended with in this matter are old principles. There's nothing new. And for those who are saying the court is acting in a certain way and all that, the same people were those who were rejoicing when the Court of Appeal gave a decision acquitting their leader. Their leader was acquitted by the Court of Appeal. They were happy with it. And to date, he's able to make all those arguments in Parliament because he has been acquitted. And I did not raise any issue with that back to appeal. I did not say I'm not going to respect the decision of the court. I respect the decision of the court. And until the decision is set aside by a higher court, which is the Supreme Court, that decision will remain binding on all. So we must stop this hypocrisy and exercises in contradiction. As I said, that when our reaction or attitude to court rulings depends on how palatable we deem it. We cannot react to decisions based on how palatable we deem it, and that's exactly what is happening. Thank you very much.
Majority leader also
All right. All right, so the Supreme Court of the land, by 5-2 decision, released a speaker declaration, say, Oyi Akufo Addo or declare most sitting vacant, unconstitutional.
You're waiting for a reporter a year abeto yepno so because so when you subscribe to channel area Bawumia say obe subscribe na fe so or like video don't give us a thumbs up na fe share ma ofofro so na when you be here na wo hu ensem ekoso ewo Ghana memwanam so betimi achire wadwen afa ye ensem we nyina ho ewo comment box mu beti minkabi in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.